Yep.
Yeah.
Get a doctor. And then we have, so like there's this fun, like this pressure cooker almost of like, you can't address everything all the time and you're going to have to go into the next job with some hurt.
Yeah.
And it's just going to start reset. It's just going to start stacking up eventually.
But what about long rest? Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of the Professionals Justifying Media's Scum and Villainy podcast. I am Justin, your GM and your bastion against culture, trying to move holidays closer and closer together. I went to Target on October 27th. Halloween had not even happened yet, and they were already putting up Christmas stuff. So not only had Halloween not happened, but Thanksgiving hadn't even happened yet. We are skipping 2 holidays. And so, in that light, I will be asking a Halloween-themed question to you all for discussion. Because I think we need to revel in our holidays a little bit more. And not just let them come and forget about them.
Preach.
So... We've been listening. My 5-year-old has been asking and begging every time we get in the car. We listen to like Halloween songs like Thriller and the Ghostbusters theme song and the Monster Mash. And on every single one of these playlists is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And the arguably better What's New Scooby-Doo theme song from the early 2000s Scooby-Doo TV show. Both incredible theme songs. And I was listening to it, and I realized that there are 5 people in the Mystery Inc., and there are 5 of us. So I want to know, who is our Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby?
Yes.
Okay, I have...
Danny has so much Scooby energy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's a hot take to say Danny's our Scooby.
Danny is
I feel like I could also argue for Shaggy.
You could.
You could.
Yeah, but who would be the Scooby to your Shaggy?
Yeah, I'm the Scooby to someone else's Shaggy. One of you's my Shaggy.
Someone else's Shaggy.
Yeah.
This is the way of the world, Danny. Sorry.
I don't know where to put anybody else.
No, I think that, like, personality-wise, I would probably... I'm just trying to match up personalities, and there's no perfect matches, but I would probably put Steve as our Shaggy.
Steve?
I'm flattered. Okay.
He's just the glue, you know?
Let's go, Scoob.
Holding everybody together.
Oh, like, hey, Scoob!
And, like, I think out of the rest of us, the most likely to be, like, in a Mystery Inc. situation, like, slightly more afraid but willing to just, like, jump in anyway, in a very Shaggy way.
Okay. I dig it. I dig it.
That makes sense.
I was going to place Justin as Velma.
I think I have Velma energy for
I
sure.
think he has some Velma energy.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of the like, especially it could be the fact that Justin's just had a cold recently that like I just kind of place him in that nasally like my glasses.
Yeah, give me a my glasses, please, real quick.
Yeah.
Where are my glasses? What happened to my glasses?
Give us a classic Oh Jinkies.
Oh, Jinkies.
Yeah.
There it is.
Velma for sure.
There it is.
That's it. I'm Velma.
Honestly, that leaves me and Nick with options that I'm flattered by either way. So
Look, you guys you've got the leader energy. You've got the like, if you're in a group, I'm gonna take command, tell people what to do, and that's Fred and Daphne.
And they're also in love with each other.
And they're also in love with each other, but also like we're not quite sure. Like, are they a thing? Are they not a thing? Like, what's going on?
I don't think that Fred and Daphne are in love. I think it's just physical.
Yeah,
it's just
100%.
There's no emotion
it's all off
there.
camera, so it's hard to say. We can speculate, but we have lots of evidence.
I saw this really funny thread the other day about going through every single like TV show and Scooby-Doo movie and asking whether the Mystery Inc. was a polycule. And like pointing to evidence in each of the series and movies, like they're definitely a polycule in this iteration, but not in this imagining of the mystery. I was dying laughing. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Well, that was much easier than I thought it would be. I was debating. I thought Danny would be Shaggy, because Danny is always eating. But what the dog doing?
So is Scooby.
So is Scooby. I
Scooby
guess
and Shaggy.
Are
Here's the
just
deal.
human and dog versions of each other.
They're very similar to one another. The main difference is that Scooby makes way more noises than Shaggy.
Yeah, and I have Tourette's.
Exactly. That's where I was
Good
going.
point.
That's where it was going.
Which basically makes you the same thing as a Great Dane. So there you go.
A very intelligent talking Great Dane. Let's not make
Yeah.
any mistakes there, right?
No,
Yeah.
not trying to
Yeah.
belittle anyone.
Nope.
The most legendary Great Dane of all time.
A very
Most famous.
intelligent talking Great
Yeah,
Dane.
fuck Marmaduke.
Can't even talk. Idiot.
Danny, you always say you never know who to dress up as for Halloween. Next year you should go as Scooby.
Scooby. Yeah, except I saw
Yeah.
like 16 different people who dressed up as Scooby-Doo and Shaggy for Halloween. I was
Wow.
like, it's overdone.
That feels like
Scooby-Doo
a
and Shaggy
lot.
had,
Dress
like,
as
ran through. Drop
Scooby-Doo
it.
alone. Don't
Just-
go with any other members of the gang.
Just-
Oh, really?
Scooby-Doo.
Just
Just
Scooby-Doo.
really sad.
And if anyone asks me, I'll just say I'm a Great Dane.
I'm Marmaduke.
I'm Marmaduke.
Now, here's a question, though, that I think maybe we shouldn't answer out loud because it might be a little bit offensive, but who among the new cast is Scrappy?
Oh, wow.
Rough. Let's clarify. We're not talking about the live action movie Scrappy. Real quick.
Oh yeah, that would.
I don't
Just,
think the live action Scrappy is much worse than the cartoon Scrappy. Scrappy's kinda.
I
not great.
That's tough, but yeah, I don't know. I don't remember enough about Scrappy.
I
but
think we're all thinking of
speculate.
the same person, and we can leave it at that.
I feel
And,
like
Yeah.
Jing Min is Scrappy.
for sure.
Jing-Min's
You're-
character. Danny as
Jing,
Jing-Min
yes.
is Scrappy.
Danny is both
Talking
Scooby
of our-
and Scrappy.
of our Avatar Legends actual play, The Relics of the New Republic, GM'd by Steve, in which Danny plays a 12-year-old girl who's just
Yeah.
constantly trying to fight everybody.
And she's fabulous. She is so fabulous.
She's pretty great. She's pretty good. Wonderful. Well, I'm gonna think of another Halloween spooky themed question for next episode, because I think that we should just roll with it until Thanksgiving or close
Thanks
to
for
it.
the
Wait,
slow
why don't we
pace
just
there.
start
Maybe
doing
Canadian
Thanksgiving
themed question.
Because I told you I don't want to just skip ahead. You know what I mean?
He's milking it.
let's-
He's
Well,
milking
no, it's
everything.
like upcoming.
let's live
You know.
with it. Let's live with it.
Okay, let's do
live
like
with
one
it.
more Halloween.
We got to
thing, and
live
then-
with the
Alright.
holiday until the next holiday actually arrives.
Yeah.
So we can't do Thanksgiving
Yeah.
questions until it's actually Thanksgiving.
So
Yeah.
and then it's only Thanksgiving questions until
And
Christmas.
then it's only
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and then there's a huge gap between New Year's Day.
So we have to talk
and,
about Christmas.
President's
we talked
Day.
about Christmas very briefly because New Year's comes
Very brief,
really
just
hot
one
on
week.
its
But then
heels.
New Year's.
For like a month and a half. We're talking about.
we
New
talk
Year's.
about New Year's for a
Right
month.
up until
We also
President's
could
Day.
talk about things other than holidays.
Also,
no,
let me
we
clear.
have, no.
Only holidays.
The real
only
problem-
holidays.
It's not that people celebrate holidays, certain holidays, too soon. It's that there aren't enough holidays. That's,
know,
I'm going
I
to say that. That
yeah,
are
I'm
widely
with you.
celebrated. You know
There
what
are
I'm saying?
plenty of holidays
Yes.
if we start also
Yeah.
discussing Islamic and Jewish holidays.
Well, yeah, sorry. I mean holidays that are
Widely
recognized
celebrated.
and
Yeah.
popularly
Holidays.
celebrated in America. Which is
Yeah,
very specific.
we got to turn it up. Take the holidays we got, turn some up.
Yeah.
Isn't there like every day is a holiday? Like if you add the like weird,
Yeah.
not only the
Which
religious
we could
holidays,
start
but the
talking
like,
about those. Yeah. Grandparents
Yeah.
speak
Day.
like a
Donut
pirate day.
Stick your
National
thumb in a
Donut,
donut
Day.
day.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at it now.
I remember
Yesterday
Jane was once very like into
Oh,
sharing what holiday it was every day. And it was actually
Yesterday-
really nice.
yesterday
cool.
was National Chicken Lady Day.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
All the chicken ladies. All the chicken
All-
ladies.
Yeah, we had a chicken man. When
Wait,
we went
I just
to
looked it up. November 5th. There's some good ones on November 5th. It's Colon Day.
Well, isn't
Like-
it the Guy
The
Fawkes Day as well?
grammatical.
It's also Guy
Remember-
Fawkes
remember
Night
the
tonight.
November-
Yes.
the
Yep.
5th of
Yeah.
November?
Yep. It's Guy Fawkes Night tonight.
Guy who historically probably actually just accidentally blew himself up, but gets remembered
Oh,
for being
no.
a rebellious hero.
National Love Your Red Hair Day. So with that,
I
we're gonna
love-
end
I
that
love my red
on
hair.
listeners, watchers. If you've got red hair, it's the day to love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's the day not
You
to feel
look-
shame.
Yeah, you look good.
At least one day out of the year, you better feel good about that hair.
All right. Wonderful. Make people feel bad. Last episode, we finished a job and we did some upkeep. We did some heat and entanglements, and we did advancements. And I think somebody actually got an advancement. Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't
Couple
get like a
people did.
full class advancement, but I got a
pit
stat advancement.
in your action. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. And I got a class advancement, so I got a new move.
Amazing. What'd you get?
I took a move called Player. So now Leto always knows when people are lying to him, even
Always.
if it's a good lie.
Yeah,
Like
Even
even
if
the
it's a
nice
good lie.
lies.
Yeah.
You know, I just really like you, man.
Yeah.
Lie.
Hey, you're great. You look really good today,
Lie.
Lisa.
Lie.
Single tier
Leto's
falls
about to
from
get a lot
Leto's.
fatter.
Oh no!
You realize that literally nothing is ever true has ever been told to you. Like Graves is just like, I'm going to the bathroom, and you're just like, I know he's not.
Why did he say that?
Where's he
Why did he
going?
need to lie about that?
Why do you need to lie about that?
This is downtime. Why are we fighting?
But that leaves us with downtime activities. So we still need to do those. So each of you are going to get 2 downtime activities. We are back on the planet of Warren. That for now is kind of your home base where everything you're centering out of. So you're back on Warren. I will remind you, I'm reminding you before we started, but I'll remind you now as well too, that on Warren, if you want to acquire an asset, you can take an additional die to that roll if you accept 2 heat.
How much
Like
heat
a lot
do
of
we
heat.
have already on
Uh,
Warren?
have
4,
4 heat in the
In the
system.
Ren
of
system?
Warren.
War.
Yep, in the Ren system.
Not.
so we can
Yeah.
afford 4 more before we get a wanted level.
A wanted
But if
level.
we
Get it there.
can avoid doing that, that'd be great. Just throwing it out there.
Well,
I feel of 2 minds about that. One is we're gonna get there anyway, and who cares? And the other is, and it's fun. And the other is, you know, maybe we do want a chance to do certain things before we're wanted. So, you know, we'll see what our players choose.
For sure.
Incredible.
I mean, if we're wanted
Uh,
in Ren, we just gotta leave the Ren system, and then we're fine.
Yeah, just leave the Ren system.
I like the Rin system.
It's been treating us
My
all
crooked
right.
cop friend is there. Anyway,
It's been treating us
Who
all right.
wants
I still have
to
my
go
mans.
first?
I want
I
to
will-
go first because I
Sorry.
want to trust these. Oh, sorry.
Before you go, I did want to say for those watching on stream, Johnny has a sick child. So there might be moments that he bounces back and forth.
Booping in and out.
Dis-
steps out of the
Disappearance.
frame,
Swooping it
heals
out.
the child
Yep.
miraculously, steps back in.
Yep.
You know, the usual
Yeah.
stuff.
All right. Mr. Gears, what is your first downtime activity?
It's not actually. Well, yeah, it is actually going to be. My first one will be sort of. So Gears has the frequency finally on the
Mhm.
data pad that's been saved.
Yep.
Gears had designed a schematic to build a device to sort of harness and like what's the word like sort of harmlessly direct certain
Yes.
frequencies from the engine itself into like a little chamber so that Gears can sort of cleanse themselves of these nanites.
Perfect.
But Gears has to build it. So yeah, it's a lot of like taking a lot of spare parts.
Yep.
This thing looks jank. We are going off of my special ability, baling wire and mech tape. It is like duct tape. It's like just random pieces of the ship. It's like an old broken stasis pod, and just trying to put it all together and get it to work. So yeah, I will rig to build.
Yeah. That sounds
Okay.
like a craft downtime. That's what you're going for?
Yes.
This is so fun. I'm very excited we get to do this. Let's
Graves
go
is
through
watching
this.
everything, by the way, Gears. If you permit his presence,
Yeah,
he
I
would
mean,
just
Gears
be like
doesn't care.
curiously, just like staring at you for long periods while you're like.
There's a
tinkering.
significant portion of like it's like a multi-cut like like montage of like Gears just pulling stuff out of walls and like just barging into people's rooms and just taking something out of like like out of their personal computer or something, or just like opening up a panel and just taking out some stuff and then just leaving. So yeah, just throughout the ship, this is happening, and at some point, it grabs the attention of Graves, and he starts watching.
And one of those cuts later on is like Graves, like kind of like asleep, nodding off, and then like jolting back awake, and then like chewing on a wrench while watching you do more stuff.
just got like a laser cutter going off in the background.
All right. This is fun, and I like this too because I think this is something that you're making, right? So like
Yeah.
this isn't like a one-time thing. This is something that you might be able to use for something in the future. So we're going to go through the creation questions for crafting. This just gives us an idea of like what this is, and it's going to be fun. I know normally it says to design a schematic for a device, you need to study it as a long-term project. You did the long-term project. It wasn't study. I'm fine with that. I think study is if you like find a schematic and then try to, right? But you created the schematic yourself. So I'm fine with you like rigging and hacking. That's fine. So what type of device is it and what does it do? It sounds like it harnesses a frequency. It like sort of captures the frequency and then harnesses it into a smaller point.
So it's essentially like you can set it to whatever frequency you want, but it's literally just channeling like essentially what is exhaust out of the engine and into a chamber, filtering it of its more harmful properties. But it's sort of like a chemo situation where it's like, let's take what is still technically probably harmful, but like use it to cleanse these devices out of me.
Cool. You get to ask me, what's the minimum quality level of this item?
What is the minimum quality level of this item?
It is, I think, because you said that it's, you're like kind of making it from spare parts. I'm going to say 1.
Okay.
You can obviously try and make it at a higher level if you want to. But you don't have to. You can keep it at a 1. I ask you, what complexity did you have to overcome that keeps this design from being widely used?
The filtration of the more harmful frequencies and waves of energy.
I like that. I like that a lot. What did you use to overcome that?
Friendship.
Yeah. No. Gears. No. Gears actually takes a blaster, like an extra one, and it's like in the most insane way possible. The machine basically just like shoots away the particles that it doesn't want.
Okay. That seems pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Maybe something that's probably what it is, right? Like it's doable, but the reason why people don't do it is because it's like, this might not work and it might kill me.
Yeah.
It might shoot me in the face instead.
Yeah. Basically shooting energy out. And I got to tell you, you would ask me, if we continue to do more crafting things, you would then ask me what the drawbacks are, and I get to tell you what the drawbacks are, and I can choose one or more. And based on what you've told me, I think that it is consumable. Since you're jury rigging this thing together from other parts, eventually the apparatus is not going to be able to hold the energy and it will collapse. So it's consumable. I'll say that it has 2 uses, and then it'll be gone. And it is also volatile.
Fair.
In that there will actually sorry, not volatile. We'll say unreliable. I think that makes more sense. In other words, when you use it, there will be a fortune roll to see how well it performs.
And how does quality help me here? So if I try to push quality, is it less likely to have those problems, or?
Exactly. So that fortune roll right now with that quality level at 1, that fortune roll is going to be 1 dice. If you push it up to quality level 2, I'm going to be rolling with 2 dice.
And how would I manage that?
Yeah. So to increase the quality, you would spend cred, or you could spend cred, or you could create a ship workshop. If you have the ship workshop upgrade,
Oh,
that would also increase the quality.
I'm gonna want that soon. I just really want this to work. I will spend the cred.
Okay.
It's our last. It's our
You
last.
can
ship
also
Feel
hold on
upgrade.
to the cred and wait to see the roll after, if
Oh,
you
really?
want to.
cred. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Then I will do that.
Because you might get a
so-
6, and a 6 is going to be the item plus 1 crew quality.
Oh, all right.
So you might not need to spend it.
So then I just roll rig, right,
Roll your rig.
Sure.
Yep.
to create it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have 2 pips in rig. I just kind of
Might get a 6.
hope so. 6 and a 3.
Look at that. So it is a quality level 2, which means
Yeah.
that when you do use it, I will be rolling with 2 dice instead.
That's good.
How long does this take Gears to make?
It's like a lot of work, but it takes a short amount of time. Gears, like for like the first half of this downtime, we always say that they're about like 2-ish weeks or something.
Yeah.
Like Gears is like barely sleeping. It's just like putting this together and building this thing, and it's only sleeping like when it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah. I think like closer towards the end of these 2 weeks, Carlton, you maybe like nodded off in the middle of Gears working, and you hear Gears exuberantly shouting.
Yes. Yes!
He's like, Graves stands up as if to fight something, and then just clutches at his wound, which is still not fully attended to,
Oh,
and then
jeez.
sits back down, sees that there's no problem. What's wrong with
Gears
you?
is just climbing into a chamber and closes it on himself. And then a light turns on, and then you start hearing the engine rev up.
So you just start using it right in front of me without
Yeah.
anybody else
No,
around
I
to
just-
monitor
I
the
just go.
situation.
Yep.
Okay.
I love it. You're using it. I'm gonna roll that fortune die.
Let's go.
Let's see what I roll. I am a notorious terrible roller, so this is probably gonna go real badly. And I was correct. It is going to
Oh,
go
no.
very badly. That is a 3. So, It does do what you wanted it to, though.
Oh.
Wow.
But it... My mind is racing with possible consequences right now.
Great.
It kills him.
Please no.
No, I'm not going to have it kill you.
What a merciful God.
How big is this filtration point?
It's like think of it as like a massive like duct that like hooks onto the engine and then hooks into like the chamber that I am in. That is like a pod essentially, because it's like a broken stasis pod.
Okay.
Just like along the duct, there's just like a machine, and that is where the filtration is happening.
Yeah, I like that. You come out of this pod, and I'm sure you've got like some tablet or something that you can like pull over your body to see if these nanites are still active.
Scan myself.
They are not.
Yes. Love that.
Uh,
Gears is not nervous. Nick is very nervous right now.
Yeah.
What have you done? What is happening? Gears is like, all right, problem solved, ready to go. And then goes to go out gambling, goes to go clean up a little bit because he hasn't showered in who knows how long. And cleans up. And
what do you as you walk out of your laboratory, what are you thinking?
Gears is like, I'm a genius. Everything worked perfectly. I'm going to go gamble because I've just been so stressed out. I've had such a terrible time lately. I got attacked by monsters a couple of days ago. I'm going to go roll some dice, cheat some people.
Carlton, like a radio turns on next to you, and you hear Gears say all those things.
Is this typical? Like, we don't have our headpieces in. Like, we're on a mission. We're not on a job, right?
It's just like a radio sitting next to you. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like he's just talking. He's just bragging on these things.
No, it's like a handheld radio, not like the ones that you put in your ears. It's like a boom box.
Yeah, but I just hear him say all this stuff.
Yeah.
Huh. Graves surveys the apparatus. Impressive.
You have myself technomancy? What happened?
Yeah. Just watched all this stuff happen in between my naps. I pick up the walkie-talkie.
It's not a walkie-talkie. It's a legit boombox handheld.
Yeah, I think
what he's saying is being broadcasted into a radio.
Something that's not supposed to be able to just channel a frequency like that.
No.
It also seems like it's not channeling a frequency. It's his thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, he's not saying it.
Hard for me to know since he's left the room.
Yeah, Gears is then in the shower. You start hearing a rendition of some song.
I physically force open the shower door. Whatever system we have, I assume it's like a sealable, contained, like high pressure, like misting thing or something. Like Graves just straight up forces his way into your shower, Gears.
What? What is what?
Gears, I can hear you on the radio.
I wasn't saying anything.
Graves like brings the radio closer to the shower without putting it in it.
What the hell is he doing?
It starts to like screech louder as it gets close to Gears. And it hurts your head too, yeah.
You're a robot. Whatever you did with your tube.
I think what? Like as he holds the radio away from me. And my voice comes out of the radio saying what? I'm asking Justin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Great.
This close, it's like it's loud. It's like there's so many like tones and frequencies.
When you put two phones on speakerphone right next to each other and
Exactly.
Okay, this is awful. Just horrible.
Just don't go near any radios and you're fine.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I don't know. And like shit, like the radio just keeps saying shit. Like shit. God damn it.
Graves just gently puts the radio down outside
of the string of swears and
the hygiene chamber, so you can hear yourself mildly while you continue to hopefully dress. I don't know, but Graves leaves. Good luck. Don't think any bad thoughts.
This is the worst.
And we cut to someone else's downtime activity.
Was that both of mine or just one? That was just one.
That was just one.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
We can hop it. We'll hop around.
Yeah.
No, it's a good idea too. I was just making sure that
I already know the two that I want to do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna train and indulge.
And you'll
vice.
do one.
Well, yeah. Tell me what
Yeah.
what do you train? How do you train? What are
I think
you
I'll
doing?
have time to do both of them just because the train, Havok just goes back to that arcade that he always goes to the ship game.
Okay. What is the name of this
You
arcade?
just play an asteroid.
Yeah.
It's called Bucky Please. It's based off that's a catchphrase of the owner of the arcade. He goes,
Okay.
Bucky Please, because Bucky is his
please.
son who he co-owns the place with, and he's always just doing crazy shenanigans.
I
So
understand.
He named the arcade after that.
I understand.
Mhm.
There is let me see here. Who wants to do that? Oh, fun. Sorry.
Forgive.
Forgive. There is. Oh, that's actually perfect. There, as you're playing today, you're like, I don't know, playing your arcade game. I'm still confused about how this is how you train, but that's fine. I don't know why you wouldn't just
It's very advanced.
drive your shit.
This
Low risk,
shit.
Justin.
This
Okay. All right.
this very effectively simulates real life scenarios.
All right.
Mhm.
There is a hooded figure, cloaked figure that sort of walks up, slides a like a note onto like the dash or like the screen of this game, and then walks away.
As he slides it on it, Havok gets surprised. Oh, knob off, bro! What the? And he's gone. He's like,
Yeah.
And he picks up the note and reads it.
It
As
says
he's now lost the game that he was playing.
It says friend of Xenos and Boronico Syndicate. Meet around back of Bucky, please.
Alright.
Was that Bucky, comma, please?
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Bucky,
Bucky,
please.
comma, please.
Oh, cool.
Bucky, please.
Bucky, please.
Havok goes, I'm definitely one of those things. All right. And he sort of feels at his side to make sure he has his blaster on him.
Yeah.
And then makes his way around back.
When you get around back, you see 3 hooded figures, and they put their arms up. Each of them have 4 arms. They put all 4 of their arms up to show you that they don't have any weapons in their hands, and they lower the hoods down. And you see something that you just saw not too long ago, which is a mem. But the last time you saw them, they were horribly angry and coming at you.
Yeah, not
These are
messed up
just-
this time now.
Yes, these are just regular mem, and they're standing in front of you. And one steps forward and says, "Oh, hello there. We've seen you with that Rabda.
Yeah?
You can call me Bird.
Bird.
Bird. B-U-R-N.
Burn. All right. Oh. Well, what of it then, Ben? What's with this? He holds up the note.
We hear that you and your crew are good at getting things to places. We have a job for you if you're interested in it.
I'm always interested in a job if it pays well.
I don't know if you've heard, but there is a lockdown on the planet Mem.
A lockdown.
The planet.
Alright.
No one can leave or get out of the planet.
Yeah.
We need you to take some weapons to our kid there.
Yeah. Before you continue, mate, there's I don't know if you've got a bubble in your throat or something. You need to blow your nose, let out a cough or something.
No, this is just how we talk.
Oh, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
All right, carry on.
That was it.
Despicable.
We
Despicable.
need you to take some weapons to our kid on Mem. Sneak it past the lockdown.
All right. Couple questions. What kind of weapons are we going to be moving?
Mostly some laser guns, some EMP
Laser-
grenades,
Yeah.
standard stuff, but
All right.
necessary.
All right. Last question. Arguably the most important. How much are you going to be paying us?
Of course, that's always the job that your people ask. We are prepared to offer 6 cred for something this dangerous.
Havok's poker face is stone cold. All right. Great. Should do for now. I'll give my compatriots a speaking to. They're probably going to be willing.
Here is our contact information. Let us know what you decide.
All right. Mem, you said. Laser guns and EMP grenades.
Yes.
All right. I'll see how the team feels about it. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. And they put their hoods back up and just walk back into the alley.
Very strange. With his hands in his pocket, he sort of like just walks back into the arcade. Cool. Cool.
Train for me, too. All right, you need to. You're just
Yeah,
add
I just
pit
put it in my
pilot.
main
Yep.
my main
Cool.
playbook track.
And you said you're going to indulge vice. Let's just do that real
Yes.
quickly.
Cool.
What do
So-
you do to indulge your vice?
I'm going to be indulging in my obligation vice indebted to Yatu. So this actually probably happens sometime during Gears' project. Gears was saying he was sort of going all throughout the ship, just barging in people's rooms.
Yeah.
And at some point, Havok seems to take notice of this. Havok takes notice that Gears is heavily working to create a device that will get rid of these nanobots. So at some point, Havok makes his way to the Counters Guild Bank on Warren that the Bornico
Okay.
Syndicate has taken over.
Okay.
And he walks down there, gets to the front desk, and goes, I'd like to speak to Yatu, please.
Oh, he's not here. What is this in regards to?
Well, he does. It's not really any of your business. It's between me and Yatu, isn't it?
Well, as I said, he's not here. He's out on mission right now.
Oh, bloody hell. Right in front of there, Havok will pull out his communicator and just dial Yatu and sort of tap his feet. Looking.
Yeah. It rings for a little bit and then it picks up, and you hear guns going off in the background.
All right.
What?
You sound busy. Never mind. When will you be
busy.
back?
I don't know.
It's very important, Yatu. I need to speak to you urgently.
Fine. I'll be there. Give me a moment.
All right, thank you.
And you wait there. Eventually,
Just
um,
stink eyeing the
the
receptionist the
banker.
entire time.
Yeah. Eventually, the door opens and Yatu comes in solo. No one else is with him. He's covered in like blood and like dirt. Shakes it off. Oh, my boy. Well, sorry about that. I was clearing out a tunnel underneath the city of Warren. Don't worry about
Oh.
it too much.
All right, wasn't going to. Something important to talk to you about. Looks at the receptionist. Private, preferably.
Yes, of course. This way. Hope he didn't give you too much trouble, Havok. Sir, I just told him you were busy. Oh, this is Havok. Should have let him into my office. So you said not to let anyone in. I know what I said.
Thank you. And once we get into his office, Havok will say, "So, you probably already take me for the obviously intelligent man that I am. So you probably already realized. I realized that you've been tracking my friend Gears through those nanobots in him, yeah?
Oh, that. Of course.
Yeah. Just want to let you know, give you a little heads up that he's been working on something to I don't know, disable them. I don't know how all this nanobot stuff works, but I think he's getting close. So that little endeavor of yours is probably going to stop once those nanobots have been disabled. Just want to let you know.
It's absolutely fine. I've already gotten everything I need.
Oh, all right. It's not unsettling at all.
Anything else?
What was it that you needed? You could have just asked me. Could have given you any information you needed.
Where would be the fun in that? It had nothing to do with you.
All right. I mean, we are like, partners. Me and him. More ways than you think.
Havok, how much do you know about Leto?
Little to none, really. I hear he's good beneath the sheets. Good with his mouth. More ways than one. Really, that's really it.
You know this better than I. Just be careful who you trust. You never know when somebody's not who they say they are.
All right. Okay, well, that comforts me a little bit. Yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. Not nice seeing you, Yatu.
Be safe, Havok.
I always am. Never safe. I do not indulge in safety. I indulge in vices.
Go ahead
Havok will see himself out.
Yes, and indulge your vice for me.
All right. My lowest attribute is Van Peep.
Van Peep?
I will roll Van Dice. Van Peep. Van Dice.
How many
see, let me
peeps?
see real quick.
Peep?
One!
I have 8 stress marked. So let's see.
Jeez. Well, at least you won't. You're not going to overindulge.
Exactly. And I've landed a 6.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
It's a 2. Great.
So let's do that.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Mr. Carlton Graves, I think we've got some
Yeah.
choices to make. We've got some things we got to decide on what we want to do. What do we want to do?
I think that Graves has the presence of mind to take the wound seriously, especially given the strange nature of the creature that attacked him. So,
Okay.
the first thing that he will do is seek out a medic somewhere on Warren.
Okay.
And I think he's been patched up enough times from his brawl fights that he has some familiarity with the medics available in the area that will just do stuff either straight for coin or for promises. So
Yeah. So we're doing the recover action, and entailed in that is finding a doctor if you don't have one already.
Yeah.
So you roll your crew quality -1.
Okay.
So your crew quality is 1. You are rolling 2d6 and taking the lower of the dice.
Okay. I rolled a 6 and a 5, so the lower is 5.
Okay, that's still really good. So the way recovering works is great. If you recover at all, you clear your level 1 harms.
Excellent.
So those are gone. And if you have any harm remaining, those would start ticking down eventually.
Okay.
You would check your healing clock, and once those are triggered, then you would move it down to a level 1 harm, and then it would go away eventually. But level 1 harms go away with a recover action.
Okay. And I just think it's typical when you walk into spaces like this, there has to be an exchange, and Graves prefers not to pay with money. So he looks at the nurse who's just patched him up and says, "So who do you need me to beat up?"
Okay.
You get into trouble?
She says, well, there are some rough types that have been coming around and stealing medical supplies. If you were to find some way to get them to stop, they're holed up, and she pulls out a map of Warren and points to there's an old clock tower that there's an old clock tower in the old part of Warren, disrepaired now. But that's where they're holed up right now.
This clock tower. You know anything else about it?
Well, it could collapse at any moment. I mean, there's tons of ways in from the top, from the sides. It's right next to another building as well, too. You could go from that angle.
Very helpful. Thanks for the patch.
Of course.
This won't come back to you. Thanks, Char. And he heads out.
Wonderful. Now, this is something, if you want it, could be a job.
It could be a job.
Could be a job.
Depending on how this goes.
Yeah.
It could also be my second downtime activity.
It could also be that if you would like it to be, for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to lean in that direction, and if it goes badly, it goes badly. Depends on how much you want to punish the potential risk here. So my second will be Indulge Vice, and my vice is Stupor. And rather than go after the usual fight, I'm going to scope out this tower looking for trouble. I'm happy to fight and brawl through this just to lay the heat down on these guys. But if I see that there's real structural integrity problems with the tower, I might just try to ram it in some key places.
Whoa.
And just drop the tower. I'm just curious what the plausibility of that is.
Yeah. I mean, we're in downtime. This is starting to sound a little free action-y and even action-y to me.
Sure.
I
If it's
like
too high
that,
stakes for
though. If that's
downtime,
what
I
you-
get it.
No, I mean it seems a little high stakes for downtime. But I mean there is a role to like gather information.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily going to be a downtime activity or anything.
Sure.
But that is certainly something that we might be able to do. Let me just pull up.
Yeah. Whatever you think. If we turn this into a job, that's fine.
Yeah. What
But
do
if I
you what do
just-
you want? What do you want to do?
Graves just
You-
wants to see if he can do this on his own steam because he needs
Okay.
to blow off steam.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's just leading character, you know? That's what he wants.
I love it. I think it's a small gang. We don't have to turn it into a job at all. I think it's maybe just like four kids basically who like are just the wrong crowd, making the
Yep.
wrong decisions, trying to start a gang. You just waltz into this clock tower and they start coming at you with weapons. And what do you do?
Oh, yeah. I mean, do they look really young, Justin? Like young enough to
No,
maybe...
no.
Okay. To
No,
promise
no,
some
no,
sympathy.
no.
Okay, cool.
No, definitely
Yeah.
the age of which you're like, you are responsible for the choices that you have made.
Yeah, I mean, Graves picks up two of them. Classic, just smacks them together, butts their heads, and then knocks them out and throws them, discards them to the left, turns
I
on the
love it.
others, grabs a gun out of one of their hands and just bites the part of the gun off,
Love it.
and then uses the
Uh,
butt of it to just try to take out the other two.
Yeah, perfect.
Like, I think
Go
he's
ahead
just like
and-
making noises for fun and emphasis.
Go ahead and roll indulge vice for me.
Okay. What's my mod to that? Let me see. Indulge vice 190, vice roll 1d per lowest attribute rating, right?
Yes.
Okay. And if I understand that rightly from last time, my lowest attribute rating is 0, right?
It might be 1. It's so you look in all the 4 actions under each of those 3 categories. You just look in that first column. However
Yeah.
many pips you've got in that first column.
Yep. So yeah, the lowest is 1 then.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I roll 1d6.
Yep.
Okay, that is base 2. So not great.
Great. But some stress.
Yeah. Clear
But
stress equal to your highest die result. So yeah.
you quickly take out these 4 punks. And they're just
Awesome.
unconscious. Yep. Maybe for
Yeah.
the last or what do you yeah.
If Graves sees any usable medical stuff that looks like it got snatched, like an unused med pack or whatever, he'll snatch them up.
Love it.
And
Yeah,
just return them to the rightful owner.
For sure. You go back and the nurse is like, "Oh, that was you just left."
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
No thanks needed.
Oh, okay.
Tower has a nice view if you want to take a look. It's empty. And then he leaves. Or makes to leave anyway. You can interrupt if you want.
She's completely confused by this interaction. Oh, okay. Thank you. Let's move to. I want to move to Lido because Johnny is childless at the moment. So let's.
Yeah, there may be a
Well,
few background
hopefully
noises,
not.
but we'll make our way through.
He still has children, Justin.
Yeah.
Sorry,
He still has children, Justin.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Move on. Come on. What are you doing, Lido?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I'm going to do. Firstly, before I do any of my moves, Lido goes and finds Gears, probably at some point during his, like, working through his project.
It's fugue state.
Yeah. Gears, I need to take the cred stick, the one that was left.
Oh, I was gonna.
It's for the crew.
All right, here. I just hand it over. Like, it was definitely at the time where I was thinking of using the cred stick to
Yep.
further my project, and Gears is like, "All right, fine," and hands it over.
All right, thank you. And then he leaves, makes his way up to the governor's niece's apartment. I don't know if we ever said her name. I named her Vanna. I just wrote down that
Vanna.
as a name.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going there for what you think I'm going there for, though. I'm here to acquire assets. And so I knock on her apartment door.
Oh, Lido, you didn't call ahead.
I'm sorry, it's not a social call, and I don't have a lot of time. Does your father still have that Cerberus class ship?
What do you... yes, what do you need it for?
I need to borrow it. It's something I need to take care of. It won't be long. I'll bring it back.
I mean, that's a pretty big ask for his whole ship.
He doesn't use it. We both know he doesn't use it.
Why don't you roll to acquire an asset?
All right.
This is going to be difficult. It's going to be pretty difficult.
Okay. Crew quality is 1. So I only roll 1 dice then, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Big money, no whammies. 6.
Okay. I can take you where you want to go. You won't let me just let
it's
you.
It's fine
have
if
the
you
ship.
want to come. We just need to go now.
Okay. All right. Fine.
All right. To nightfall.
Oh, all the way to nightfall.
Yes. Is there an echo here? Have you gotten rid of your furniture?
Sorry, you show up and you ask to take my father's ship to nightfall. You can expect a lady to be a little confused.
It's true. I will explain on the way.
Okay. I will pack.
There's no time for that, love.
Okay, we will leave now.
Thank you.
Why are you going to nightfall?
I'm going to try and make some contacts so that we can lay low and get rid of our heat here in Warren. But I need to leave the system for that.
But you need to leave the system in order to do that. I like that. I like this use of this. What do you do to lay low in... let's see. Okay, I dig it. I'm trying to... There's a moment I was like, do you all need to be out of the system in order to do that? I will let you do this. I think that's fine. I like the use of like acquiring the assets to get like transport there. I think that's
cool. Yeah, so when we get to Nightfall, I want to contact... There's a couple of like notables in Nightfall that might be a little bit above my pay grade in terms of like getting an audience with, but I want to find somebody in the realm of Sarangalia, who's like a bookie and data broker, as well as Sol Brighton, who's like he's the best lawyer in the sector. I don't need to find him necessarily, but people like them, because I'm going to use... Because acquiring an asset is the third one I get from my move, so I'm going to use both of my standard downtime activities to lay low to try and get rid of all of our heat.
Okay, all right. But what? So like, what are you doing?
So I'm going to try and like
helps.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make deals with that. Like, I want to see like, okay, like, I'm going to offer each of the people I find half of a cred to use their connections to, like if I could get an audience with a data broker or something like that, who can like wipe some of the information from the Concordia night ship, and things like that.
I take that. Okay, I like that a lot.
Then maybe bribe some police in the sector as well.
For sure. You're trying social connections to try and perfect. Okay, I like that. So then if you're using both of your actions for that, you're going to reduce your heat by 4 total.
Yeah.
So I think you were back to 0 heat then.
Cool.
In Ren. That's pretty great.
Thank you.
Do I need to do any rolls for those?
No.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
If you were wanted, you would need to roll.
Okay.
but you are not wanted. So
See, Steve, we don't have to be wanted. It's not an inevitability.
That's okay. That's cool. I like
Did
that.
I need to
like
use
learning
the-
that.
But it's a game though, right? Because that means eventually it might get to the point where like Lido has trauma and stress and has to decide whether to reduce that
getting
or
rid of stress to do this.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. Like
I can see why
I
you're being
don't
so
mind.
tough on us. Like the consequences need to at
Exactly.
least start bleeding over.
They have to start stacking, otherwise you're not going to feel it at all.
Yeah. Did I use any of the cred that I took? Did I need to use any of the cred to do that?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not gonna. No.
Okay. Cool. Then I'll head back to Warren with Vanna, and it won't count for my stress, but maybe we'll partake in some of my usual downtime activities while the
Of course.
ship is on autopilot.
I mean, you took her away from her usual hours of business, so
there you go.
Hours of
you gotta
business?
give her some business.
Yeah.
She's not a prostitute, Steve.
Oh, okay.
She's just the governor's niece.
Oh, I don't know.
She's
kinda thought she
also
was
a prostitute, but she's
just-
more than that, Steve.
She's just a socialite. She's not a paid.
Socialite, prostitute.
She's not a sex worker.
I misinterpreted.
She's not good enough for that.
Let's get to your last downtime activity.
Gears is gonna go gamble, even with this new and unhinged problem that Gears now has. So is it just like any speaker, or is it anything that can like pick up? And most things probably wouldn't. It wouldn't be that common to have like
no, it's
true,
not
like,
all the
radio
time.
transmitters.
It's not
Okay.
everything, and even then, you might even pass by a radio and nothing happens.
Okay.
It seems to be completely a random thing.
Great. Awesome. Can't wait. Yeah, so I go to what is that bar owners?
Did we name it? I think it was just called like a Spacers bar.
Right, but Alor is the barkeep.
Alor, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you named it Danny named it the Twisted Toenail.
Yeah.
Awful. Okay, anyways, I go to the Twisted Toenail and hopefully there's like a game going in the corner.
Yeah.
Some dice, a couple people cheering. Gears goes in, gets dealt in, or however this hollow dice works, and just plays for like as long as money lasts or like the luck lasts, whatever goes first.
As long as you possibly can. Great.
Mhm.
Go ahead and indulge that vice for me.
So wait, how do I roll this again? I roll it with insight, right?
Whatever your lowest amount of single pips is in that rating.
So just one dice.
Yeah.
I rolled 4.
Okay, so clear 4 stress.
Oh, that's all right. That's it.
Pretty good.
Still have 4 stress. Yeah, that's. I mean, it goes all right. Gears doesn't have to cheat too much. Like, and Gears never cheats. Like, for the most part, Gears isn't out there like just cheating to win. For the most part, he cheats to like keep the game going.
Sure.
Just like if it's like his last hand, big win.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth.
Because it's more about the game for him than actually
100%. Yeah.
Yep.
And like he never brings like what would be considered a full cred amount of money to gamble. It's not like it's very much just the gambling that is the draw for him.
I love it. I love it so much. Is that it? Does anyone else want to do? We're kind of now in free play mode. We're out of downtime action. You can talk to contacts. You can start figuring out what job you want to do next.
Havok at some point is definitely going to go back to the ship and tell the rest of the crew about this 6 cred worth job that he got offered.
Ooh.
But we can do that whenever.
Let's do it now.
Do it
Now's
now.
the time.
Yeah, Havok just sort of barges in. He goes, "Boys,
What?
I've got a 6 cred job.
So we're going to die doing it.
No, it's what we always do. It's just a delivery. We need to go to the hot system though, on Mem.
What?
I don't like Mem.
Yeah, well, suck it up, Graves. All right. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Graves looks curiously at his drink and starts slurping more vigorously.
All right.
Fine.
All right.
My
So
Goodman,
literal
you
all
seem
the time.
awfully sure of this. Are you positive it's a worthwhile job? What even is it?
So, Mem's on lockdown. Yeah.
Right.
A couple Memish folk approached me when I was doing adult things, and they said that they need some weapons delivered there, some laser guns and EMP grenades, and
No
et cetera.
WMDs.
possibly, I don't know.
You
I have
didn't
their contact
ask?
information. I wanted to go run it through you first. We have the contact information. We can ask any more questions we need.
All right. I think we should ask more questions before we commit to anything.
All right.
I don't like Mem.
Why don't you
Graves
let
stops
Mem
off.
Graves?
Grave. It'll be all right. You don't have to. You don't even have to step on the planet. It'll be okay.
I don't know that that's a promise we should be making.
Yeah, I don't.
Yours is
yeah.
the
it's fine.
is the radio that was channeling your thoughts still anywhere nearby?
Yeah, it just goes. It'll be fine. He'll forget. It's just the radio.
Graves brings the radio with him into his bunk.
That's messed up.
Graves.
Listening to your thoughts.
Yeah.
Carlton, before you go, did the Memish do something to you?
Not really.
Is that the
I
truth?
don't like the way they look.
Is that true?
Oh,
Oh.
so he's just
Oh,
racist.
yeah, it's fair. It's right. With your new move, you can tell if I'm lying. No, you generally, you get the sense that he's telling the truth. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not particularly hung up on something that was done against him by the Mem.
Okay. In that
Can't
case,
trust
then
him
Lito
either.
kind of just rolls his eyes. All right.
Be nice
Right.
fish.
So
people.
past Graves racism, I think that this job's definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, kind of surprising. Anyways,
6 cred is a lot, but it seems pretty straightforward. I suppose we meet with these Memish and see what everything actually entails. You did not bring us quite enough detail.
All right, you turn and Havok's already ringing them up.
just
What?
ask them
Just
to
like
meet
that?
and bring their weapons. I guess.
Oh,
their
gears.
cargo. Yep.
And he just flicks the cred stick back to you.
Oh.
Didn't need it.
Alright. Cool. Put it back. Put it away.
All right.
You call them up and make a meeting with them.
Hmm.
All right. When's the meeting? Where? With who? Which of us? All of us?
Twisted
Oh,
Fingers.
At
I'd
Sat-
yeah,
Bucky,
like to
please.
Go.
It's at Bucky, please.
All right.
Uh,
Bucky, please.
And Havok makes a point to say that he's never been there before. He's never stepped foot into this arcade. He has no idea why they would choose to meet there.
Why are you lying
Wait.
about that?
we get there. Like Gears is like, you come here all the time. What are you talking about?
Also, Lito knows the second that's out of his mouth, even if it's a lie.
I don't know what either of you are talking about. All right.
What is this place? Graves just looks really confused as people are like standing in front of these screens, mashing buttons.
It's just bright lights everywhere.
They have the worst, most delicious pizza here.
Yeah, some people say that they take slices from other pieces of pizza to complete all pieces of pizza that they reuse.
That's
to
absolutely
give to
true.
other
I've
people.
heard that. It's true.
Mm.
There's an animatronic rat that
Ah!
goes, "It's your birthday!"
Graves definitely punches it on instinct. Just like,
It's your
Okay.
No,
let's
Graves,
move.
this is a magical place where they teach children to gamble.
it
Literally.
moved towards me quickly.
All right.
Yeah.
Where are the Memish?
They're sitting in a table in the back. Their hoods are up.
Graves grabs the head of the animatronic rat, just pulls it off and starts eating it while they walk over to the table.
Kids start crying as we pass them.
We're clearly going for a Chuck E. Cheese in space vibe, and I wouldn't be that surprised to watch somebody.
Graves starts looking like actually a little bit unsure of himself as all these children are horrified, and then he just gently puts the rat head, what remains of it, in the hands of the child, and then walks away.
What were you saying, Nick?
Well, I was just saying, like, we've clearly gone for like a Chuck E. Cheese in space vibe, and honestly, I wouldn't put it past Chuck E. Cheese to experience somebody just
For sure.
chomping on a Chucky head.
Nope.
That seems like something you would see at an actual Chuck E. Cheese.
Exactly.
Not as much.
Definitely not going to be.
All right,
gosh.
Havok, introduce us to your friends.
All right. How's it going, gentle mems? These are my
meeting with us.
yes, these are my associates. Him, and him.
You are all named him.
No, I'm Leto
No.
Bartok. This is Gears, and the goatman here is Carlton Graves.
I am Bird. This is Fire and Water.
Charmed, I'm sure.
How do you get your names?
All right.
It is
Asking the
given to
important
us
questions.
on our adult rite of passage back on Mem.
What is the Memus passage?
There is an island in the center of the planet. We dive down under it, stay there, allow the water to overtake us, and we have a vision. When we float to the surface, we share the vision, and it gives our name.
It's not so bad.
That's pretty cool.
Sounds quite magical. You have a job for us.
Yes, we have some laser guns and EMP grenades we need stuck past the planetary blockade on Mem.
Is there anything about the job you're not telling us?
No, there is a planetary blockade. We need weapons delivered to some insurgents on Mem.
Is that an honest answer, Justin?
It is an honest answer.
Okay.
How many tons of guns you got?
We've got about 5 crates of them.
It's not too many. And it's a 6 cred job.
We've been saving up.
Okay.
Justin, would it be obvious to us, even without being people who track all the specific news of what goes on in each system, that like the blockade
sure.
would essentially be the hegemony? Like this would be like, that would be the obvious force at play here?
Yes. So I think this is a great time to gather information. I needed that somewhere in there. You guys often ask your employers additional questions, and I think gather information will start using a little bit more. I can either, let's see, do you think it's an action? Otherwise, I can just make a fortune.
I mean, I can roll the action if the question triggers it, if that's what you like.
The question feels like maybe whether or not it's general knowledge, right? So the fortune roll makes sense to me, but
I see.
I'm gonna do a fortune roll. So I'm gonna share. There is some of it that is going to be just general knowledge, and some that you might discover as a part of this roll. So I'm gonna do a fortune roll. I will use your crew quality for that, and I'm trying to think if I don't think you have any advantages here, and I don't think you have any disadvantages here. I think it's just going to be the one die. You do know that there recently, like within the last couple days, word has gotten out that there is a planetary blockade on the planet of Mem. You do not know why. This sort of thing doesn't happen out of the blue, though. So there must be some reason why the hegemony has locked the planet down. You do not know what it is.
Graves leans in over the others. I assume I'm taller than all of these Memish.
For sure.
And he just kind of scans them all intently. Are the Memish insurgents fighting the hegemony now?
They are one of our targets, yes. We are a part of a group trying to recover what the hegemony has taken from all Xenos.
What is that?
We are called the Dry Neck Gang.
No, what has been taken from?
Oh, our people are enslaved on the planet of Mem. They will not say that it is enslavement, but we are treated far worse than any human.
I'm familiar. I say we take the job.
All right, just to double check, there's no like weapons of mass destruction in here.
No, you can look. We will show you everything.
Okay, I like a good forthright. Occasionally we get jobs where they really don't want us to open the package, and that's a problem sometimes.
No, we are honest.
I like Memish.
Gears will like side eye towards Leto at the honest comment, and like
Lito just kind of nods.
all right, well, I will inspect your goods and we'll take them on board.
Yeah, I don't like going against the hegemony when I can avoid it, but
I do.
I understand. It's nice to undermine them. I just don't like being in their direct line of sight when I can not be. But I can't think of a single logical reason we shouldn't take this job. So I say we do.
All right, we're gonna have to plot course past Mem because it's blockaded. Gears just somewhat mumbling to himself and like talking to Havok for like the navigation.
I trust the two of you to come up with some course of action that's going to get us there safely. In the meantime, I think, Graves, you should think through and shore up what a potential battle plan might look like. And I'll think through how to talk us through any tight spots that I can talk us out of.
Good.
It sounds like you all need to decide what your plan is.
Mm-hmm.
Plan time.
I think we've chosen a job.
I do have one more question for the message, real quick.
Mm.
Yeah.
Will the two of you be accompanying us?
Do you need us to accompany you? It
Honestly,
could
it's probably
If
provide.
if things
Please.
go south, it could be helpful to have 8 extra arms.
If potentially that is what you want, it also might be harder to sneak them past the blockade.
Well, we've got stasis pods if that's necessary.
Well, you know what? We will join you then.
I thought there were 3 of them. Are there only 2 of them?
There are 3.
Oh, there are 3? 12 extra arms.
Even more hands to go around. Excuse me. So, then there's no chance you're going to want anyone extracted, right? We're just dropping the weapons off.
That is what we have been tasked with. Unfortunately, since the blockade, we do not know what is happening on the planet.
Not to worry, seems straightforward enough.
Can't wait to find out.
An extraction may double the price, but we'll cross those bridges when we get to them, eh?
I have a feeling we will need to cross them. But let's pick our approach.
Yeah. Whichever plan includes the most sex.
Infiltration stands out as making the most sense to me, I feel like.
Yeah, that probably has
I'd
the
rather
most sense.
not try to attack the hegemonic
Assault!
navy. Yeah, with our ship without any specialized weaponry, just normal.
You've got. I think you could do any of them. Any of them are a
Infiltration or
viable way
deception.
to.
I feel like.
I think
deception,
infiltration or deception. Personally, I'm leaning. So either we use our false papers and try to like say we're like a military cargo vessel, or or infiltration. We just go in silent. We essentially just like push a bunch of like meteors towards the surface. And then hide in them as just like scrap, and they all bounce off, but we fall to the ground as a meteor sometimes does, and land last minute instead of slamming into the ground.
That's pretty fun.
I like
That's
that.
pretty fun.
I feel like
Seems
deception
risky.
leaves room
I
for
like
the
it a lot.
hegemony to like search our ship.
Yeah.
So,
So this is 100% on Havok, so have fun.
huh?
You're
You gotta
gonna
fly
fly
man.
us in that way.
You gotta
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta fly us like a bird and,
I'm so
and a
down.
rock at the same time.
I'm down. Havok's down. We're all down.
Good.
So it sounds like infiltration.
Yeah.
That's
The long-term course plan is like if we get stopped along the way, we're like headed to some system or planet that is like technically in the right direction, so that we can always like.
You guys are professionals. I'm not going to be like, well, you didn't say you stopped to actually do the thing. You get caught. That's not what we're doing here. You're creating the plan now. So you've chosen infiltration, and it sounds like the detail is hiding as a cluster of meteors.
Yeah,
Love
which
it.
is
Or a
is
scrap
dope.
among a cluster, yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. Let's do item loadouts. Tell me what item loadouts you guys are taking.
Light, baby. Light all day.
Okay.
Seems
I'm going normal, I think.
foolish.
I'm going normal.
Is there a
Leto-
downside to taking heavier loadouts?
There is a downside. Depending on the mission you're going on, taking a heavy loadout, it's going to be less inconspicuous, right? If you take a heavy loadout. So, like, if part of this might also be infiltrating when you're actually on the planet, and if you take a heavy loadout, somebody might be like, "Hey, why are you carrying 18 blasters on you?"
Well, I guess since
Do you
we've already
really wanna
crossed
ask?
that by having 5 crates of guns, I'll just go heavy loadout.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Leto's going heavy too.
Okay. Heavy.
Normal for me.
Okay.
Normal for Havok.
Amazing. All right. I'm rolling the engagement roll.
We get +1 since it's a delivery job.
I've got 1 die for sheer luck, 1 die for your delivery job. Let's see. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? I think so. I think it's pretty daring. Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
I feel like because
It's
of
actually
how we're
kinda
getting there,
simple.
It is
It's
kind of
simple.
simple, but I don't think that I think it is contingent on many factors at the same time.
It is contingent on a bunch of factors. I'm gonna take it away. I don't think it exposes a vulnerability to target where you hit them where they're weakest. and they're not particularly strong against your approach. Do you have any
That's a very
friends or
niche one.
contacts that can provide aid for this operation?
I don't.
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't think there are any rivals interfering as well either. I do think that it is House Malcleath that you're going up against. They are tier 3. So I'm going to remove a die for that. So we're down to 1 die.
All right.
Let it roll. His silly smile.
One of these days,
It's
friends.
never a good
one of
face
these
to see Justin
one of
make when he
these
rolls
days,
that
I'm
Chris.
gonna roll an engagement roll for you all, and it's gonna result in something good for you. Today is not that day.
Ah,
Today is a desperate position.
No.
Much like the last job, in fact. And so I'll tell you what. The desperate position is coming. You'll see the desperate position in a bit. Because I think we need to address how, getting these meteors around you. That seems tricky still.
Yeah, I was just thinking we attach some boosters and use our own thrusters to sort of just push
Okay.
a cluster of asteroid. There's probably an asteroid belt. Most solar systems have them.
Sure.
And we just push them towards where we want to go.
Okay, you know what? Then that's fine. We'll that
Yeah.
makes sense. It seems like you guys can prep that easily. What happens though when you get closer to men is not just a planetary blockade, but you see hegemony ships and what look to be Memish ships dogfighting
Mhm.
all around the planet.
Awesome.
Nice.
And
we have extra cover.
well,
Sure.
yeah. Well, and in fact, I think what it is in this moment, you creep up a little bit, and on your radar, you can see that there's currently 3 hegemony ships chasing 3 Mema ships, and they're coming directly towards your little meteors, firing weapons the entire time. And we are in it now. What do you do?
Do we pick a side?
So the meteors are still going towards the planet, though?
We're in a meteor shower, right?
You're
it's
slowly moving towards the planet.
And on the other
Yeah.
side of the meteor, okay, and they're going straight towards the meteor shower.
They're coming up from your left.
Yeah, okay.
Above you to your left. You know, this is fun. I've been playing Starfield, and I had this moment when I was doing spaceshipping, flying in there, that something that happens in Ender's Game really stuck with me. When they're one of the big reveals is there's no up and down and left and right in Ender's Game, and you get it. And then I was flying a ship, and I'm like, oh, I get it. There is no up and down and left and right. There's just a direction. But from your perspective, they're coming from up to your left and coming down towards you. There might be others all around you, but those are currently coming straight towards these meteors. Perhaps the Memish fighters are planning to also use these meteors to
Yeah.
dodge and get out of the
maneuver
way.
or something.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So you got to make a decision. What do you do?
Since they seem distracted right now, and since they're at this point still a little farther away, Havok would like to just... How close are we to the planet? Because Havok would like to just floor it at this point. And just...
I'll tell you what. I will create a clock in order to
Ooh.
address that.
Arrive at planet Men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'll actually
Havok-
get past barricade blockade.
Ah,
Havok, you're gonna
Yeah.
floor it, right?
Yes, I'm gonna floor it.
So I think Gears had attached like a lot of like, not a lot, but like basic, disposable like thrusters on a lot of these meters around us, and I just left them on there because like the meters are gonna burn up in the atmosphere anyways. And they aren't like out of fuel, but he wasn't gonna fire them so close to the planet because it might reveal them as non-natural. But now, since we're in it anyways, and Havok's flooring it, Gears is going to set as many meteors as he can on collision courses with the hegemony ships.
Okay.
And is it hegemony or is it hegemony?
Hegemony.
Hegemony ships. And yeah, that's just to try to help us open up a path for Havok to take us in.
Okay. That might be an assist. It also is starting to sound a little bit like a flashback.
Ooh, yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Das Flashbacks,
Sound a little bit like a flashback.
Flashback, yeah. Unza.
I think maybe take 1 stress for that.
Yep.
1 stress for that flashback.
So we flash back to Gears attaching all of the thrusters onto these different meteors.
It's like a
and
spacewalk when we get to the meteor shower.
Exactly.
Yep.
Which, if this was any other job, would also sounds wildly dangerous. But let's get into the action of this space dogfight for sure. You Havok see Gears flip the switch to turn the boosters onto these meteors, which means you're going to have less cover. But you just floor it.
Yeah. It almost looks like Havok is like racing these meteors to the planet now. As
Okay.
like,
I love
it. Yeah.
I've created an 8-segment clock called Get Past the Blockade. Why don't you give me an action?
Yeah. So, with my Ace pilot starting ability, I have potency on all speed-related rolls, and because of
Nice.
our getaway ship ability, we also gain potency on rolls as helm or scramble to avoid
Wow.
capture or run a blockade. So I don't know if double potency is the thing, but
I mean, it certainly is something I'll consider for sure.
yeah,
Your goal is to just try and drive as fast as possible. Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, we also
Yeah.
get, whenever we do a delivery, we get plus 1D for engagement rolls.
Yeah,
I
he
took,
added that.
I took that.
Oh,
into
you took that into
consideration.
account? Okay, all right.
Yep.
yeah.
So we only had 1 die because of that. All right, moving
I'm
on.
also going to use my special ability, Exceed Specs.
Oh yeah.
While on board a ship, you may damage a ship's system you have access to in order to gain 1 dice or plus 1 effect to a roll. So
What are you doing?
Havok's gonna make Gears a little angry, but he wants to go fast.
Havok wants what Havok wants.
Okay. Here's then. That is very interesting. What do you damage in order to do this? I'm assuming you're like putting power into the engines.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What
So
would
what
make
do you
more
damage
sense?
the hull or the engines? Really? I mean, you could damage comms technically, but I think that system would break immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like damaging the engines makes sense.
Sure.
it does. But
Mhm.
we
Does
also
make
need
sense.
those to leave.
Maybe you're I know I love it. Maybe the next job is figuring out how to fix those engines here on Mem and get off planet. All right.
Yes, I'm gonna damage those engines.
So here's what is going to happen with that. You've got double potency. I'm going to take that both into consideration, and you're
Okay.
damaging the engines. This is actually going to be more than great effect.
How does my
Okay.
flashback tie into this? Or are we doing that later?
I'll tell you what. I will let that influence the position in this case.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
It would have been desperate. I think it is up now to a risky position. Gives you a moment to not be discovered and to try and get as close to the planet as possible.
Yeah.
Havok, you want to spend some
So-
stress to
Risky
that up
I think
position.
so.
and it is going to be greater than great effect.
Oh,
Nice, because of exceed specs.
Yes.
Yes, I think I'm going to push myself just to get another die in there.
Okay.
well, couldn't you use it to
So-
improve position as well?
Oh, it's position, not effect.
No, you can do either.
With
What,
pushing
or wait.
myself.
Push yourself is just for effect.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
But you
Yeah,
can,
so I'll just-
since you have greater than great effect, you can always remember trade position for effect. So you could bump that down to great effect and make it a controlled position.
Nah, go for the dice. Go for the
All
dice.
right, going for the dice. Going for the dice.
Greater than great effects on a risky position. We're good. We're good.
We're good. We're
It's gonna be
fine. We're
great.
fine. I'm using this dice roller / can holder mug that our friend 3D printed for us.
Yep.
Well, 5 is the highest one.
Okay. You do it, but there's a consequence. Oh, okay. I'm gonna mark off 3 on the clock. 3 of the 8
Okay.
segments. However, you are now completely visible to not only hegemony ships, but also to the Memis ships. And without looking like either of them, they do not know whose side you are on.
Nice.
And there is now a crossfire that your ship is caught in.
Nice.
I have to
I'm still
look
just
up.
flooring it.
I understand. It is a desperate position now. I want to see, though, how we do ship damage.
Yeah, how do we resolve that? It's
For
good.
sure.
I think. Well, I actually don't know.
There is a space on it. I'm just trying to remember what page it is on.
Graves just looks really antsy at this point.
Yeah,
Get me
and
off
I
this
should.
ship so I can punch something.
I want to punch something. It's also too that like Carlton, you can see these Memish ships getting mostly decimated. Like they're not going to be able to withstand this assault any much longer.
Oh,
Here we go. 161. Gotta flip to that table of contents, yo.
mm-hmm.
It works very similar to how characters take harm. Did you mark that the engines are damaged? Nick?
I marked the damage. Yeah,
To the
he said he was
engines?
going to damage the engine, so I
Yep.
marked 1 damage on it.
Yeah, I would like you to also mark
Hull damage, I would.
yeah, I want you to mark 1 on the whole damage as well too.
So you get to choose that, right?
Yep. Yeah, each level of harm damage is 1 quality in the system. Okay. I get it. Jeez. Okay. So it brings it down in quality for each harm. You are caught in this crossfire. What do you do?
Are those 3 mems still with us? I mean, obviously no. They are. They are with us.
Yeah, you could go get them. They're just in stasis pods.
Oh, there's no
I
assist
will
slots, yeah.
use I'll use the ship's point defense systems to try to protect us.
Okay.
This is like plasma blasts that, deflect lasers, and
Sure.
lasers that deflect torpedoes of many different kinds.
Sure. That sounds like we are using the weapons. Do you have any points in weapons?
We don't have any points in weapons, but I know you also said that doesn't necessarily mean we don't have any weapons.
Yeah. But we're gonna go off the quality of those weapons. So like you have some weapons, but they're not like great.
No.
If that makes sense. So you can certainly, this is a desperate position, and I think it's a limited effect because you don't have any quality in there, and you're gonna roll 2 dice and take the lower.
Doing what you can.
Hey, you got a devil's bargain?
Do I have a devil's bargain? I absolutely do have a devil's
Always
bargain.
ask, right?
Always.
So here's what it is. The devil's bargain is that you'll open up, you'll get enough of these missiles and torpedoes and whatnot away from you that it'll give Havok a moment to gun it even further. So it won't be a desperate position to keep flying. However, you're going to take another damage to your hull.
And again, how does system damage work? It's you have as
So
much as quality, or is it once you get past the quality, it's broken?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Very
I think
important.
damage. Let's see. Yeah, I think it goes down to whatever. It can't go below the quality of the actual system.
Okay, so
Right, once that
if it's
system is
quality
at
2,
zero,
if it takes 3 damage, or does it take 2 damage?
if once it takes 2 damage, it'll be at 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then our like hull is flying off.
And you're gonna have to find some way to rig a solution to keep the hull on.
Maybe let's not take any more damage.
All
Or
right,
try not to, at
okay.
least.
I won't take any damage. Nah, I'll take the damage.
Yeah. Play loose and
Okay.
fast.
That means I only get 1 dice though, and I just get the.
That's better than
best result.
it's better than the least though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're taking damage either way. I want this to be pretty good, so I'll also spend a gambit.
Okay.
Unless anybody has any
No objection.
no objections. This is a desperate roll, right?
This is a desperate roll, yes.
What am I rolling with? Oh, I'm rolling with the ship technically.
With
so I
the
don't get any
ship.
pips.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 5 and a 3.
Hey, okay.
So I get the 5. Sorry.
You get 5. You do it, but there's a consequence.
Can it not be more damage, please?
Oh, no, I know exactly what it is. The hull takes damage, like we said, and then there is an like a klaxon alarm that starts going off, and you look down at the computer console and you see that the stasis pods that the mem are in are malfunctioning, and they are going to die soon unless that is addressed.
Could I resist that consequence?
You certainly may. Tell me what you do to resist that.
Yes. So because of Ace Pilot, when you roll to resist the... Oh, is this... No, never mind. This wouldn't be the consequence of piloting, would it?
This is not the consequence of a pilot.
No.
I'll still resist it. I'll still help resist
Well,
it.
Tell me what you
well,
do.
why don't we? I mean, can't we just send Graves to go take them out of the pods?
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't you keep piloting?
I guess I'll keep piloting.
Stay at the wheel, Danny.
Yeah, I think
I would
Gears,
just
Gears
get a-
is like, Graves, you got to go get the mem out of their pods. And I also get up and I'm going to like, so we knew we were going in combat. We're all in like pressurized suits. Real space battle. You gotta be doing that. Anyways, Gears will go to wherever the hull rupture is and try to reseal it. And
Okay. Let's get another pilot roll from Havok. And then we'll see what happens with
resisting.
rigging that hole. Yeah,
When we doing helm again.
that makes sense. This is no longer a desperate position because of Kier's
Nice.
getting rid of some of those weapons. It's a risky position. And I'll say standard effect. Well, it would be
Nice.
standard effect. I think you bump that up, right?
Because of potency, yeah.
Yeah. We'll just say it's great effect then.
Great effect. All right. It's a risky position. Great effect. All right. I'm just gonna roll 2 dice. Well, can I hear a devil's bargain?
Yes. Yes. you may.
Devil's bargaining our way into a busted ship.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to just do damage. That's no fun to just do damage over and over and over again. You can get that extra die, and one of these hegemony ships will get your ship's like identification number.
I don't like that.
Don't
No.
do it.
I wanna
We can't let them get the
stay
VIN.
as under the radar as I can. I'll keep the VIN out of their line of sight. Okay, I'm just gonna roll 2 dice.
Good choice.
I don't want to land on this planet with like 6 stress marks. I'm not gonna push myself. We have 1 gambit left.
Yep.
All right, I'm not gonna spend a gambit. Rolling 2 dice. Baby almighty. Baby almighty, that's 2
Almighty
sixes,
babies.
baby.
Hey.
2
Almighty
sixes.
Hey, which means we get a gambit
Whoa.
back because you didn't spend it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you get a gambit
wow.
gat. I'm gonna go ahead and I will mark 4 ticks actually.
Wait, are we
Oh
one
my-
short?
You are 1 short. Yes.
Rough.
Because with a critical on a risky, you increase the effect. You're already at great. I'll just say that adds another tick to that.
That's fair.
Nice.
I would like to swing to well, let's swing to gears for a moment. What are you doing to try and fix this hole?
Just like it's like a patch system where like you like take this. It's very much like if you've ever seen a drywall patch like set kit. It's a very similar thing, but like much more advanced and obviously for space. But
Yep.
yeah, it's like a mesh that is laid out over first, and then Graves pulls out what is colloquially known as like a singularity hammer.
Gears does?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is my fine ship repair tool. I'm just flavoring it.
Nice.
Pull that out. It creates like an instantaneous singularity that instantaneously disappears. So for just a single instance, it creates a vacuum force.
A vacuum. I gotcha.
That pulls the inward dented like hole back into place.
I like that.
And then the mesh can sit more evenly. And then there's like almost like a painting of like, you know, drywall mud like texture, but then hardens into actual like steel.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's what I got.
Go ahead, give me an action. I think it's a risky position. I think it's standard effect. In other words, you'll keep the hole will still be at 0, but you'll keep it going enough to continue
Land
into the planet. Yep.
Fair. All right, we're rigging. We're doing the rig stuff. That is a 4.
Okay. You were doing this so quickly that you don't really prep for that singularity quite well enough, and it throws you into the wall. And I would like for you to take the level 1 harm, arm fractured.
Ow.
Is it possible
right.
for me to resist that consequence?
You
No.
are not there.
No,
You
you're resisting the other consequence.
Ah, yeah, I'm gonna be.
I am swinging to you because during this time you have been running to get to the stasis pods. When you get there, Carlton, you see that the lights are blaring in here as well too. Some of the hull in here has ripped off of the ship. And it's ripped it like right by the stasis pods, and it was right enough where like some of the metal hit the latch that opens up these stasis pods. So all of them are like stuck.
They're like physically pinned.
Yeah.
Am I hearing that right? Okay.
Yes, and that's why they're failing. That's why if you don't get them out.
Okay, but I'm just making sure that the gaping. So it's not like we have a risk of everything getting sucked out into space. Am I hearing that right?
It's starting to, but it's small enough that like you're probably not gonna go out there.
So obvious goal number 1 is just get the pods free of the bent metal and debris and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I will definitely start peeling back that metal.
I love it.
And whatever I need to roll to do that, it sounds like.
Are you scrapping?
I think it's a risky position.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think it's a desperate position. Because I think that was the complication. It was a desperate position. So it's a desperate position, but I think it's a standard effect.
Hey, at least it doesn't
Okay.
get to mark an XP track.
Yeah, it's true. And I do think it's scramble. It is sort of a non-fight physical exertion, right?
Let me take a look at that. If you want it to be scramble, yeah, I can see that. Yep. Then yeah, for sure. I think it's desperate position, standard effect.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to mark
forget that
one
you
under
tell
that
me
prowess zone. Yeah.
You're all supposed to tell me the action before I tell you the position and effect, because what action you choose
Sure.
changes that.
Yeah. So yeah. So
We're
mark
learning,
one
we're
in
all learning.
prowess zone for my risky or desperate position. Scramble. So how many do I get for this then? I get, if I'm reading this right, normally, so I have 2 pips, so normally I get 2 dice.
Yep.
Mhm.
You don't have anyone to assist you. You could push yourself or hear Devil's Bargain or spend a gambit.
I would like to push myself for the 3rd die. And I would also like to hear a Devil's Bargain.
You can do either or, push yourself or
it's
hear Devil's Bargain.
Oh.
I'll just push myself. There's more pushing to do.
All right.
All right, 3d6.
There you go.
2.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Justin's so happy about this.
I love it. I love it because I just love it when you're like in your head, you're like, oh, that would be a great way to end this episode. And it just so happens. The gaping hole in the ship starts to open up even further.
Oh, great.
And you start to get sucked out. But I will let you grab the edge of the ship, but you are hanging out of the ship. And we will have to figure out what you guys do next episode.
Oh no. I'm just riding on the side of the ship. Okay.
Riding on the side of the ship. All right, friends. Let's see how they get past this blockade. Things went from bad to worse real quickly.
We're going to be fine.
You're going to be fine. You're going to get there. You're just going to have to fix the ship up a little bit.
I blame it on Justin's engagement roll.
You really should always blame it on my engagement roll.
You should let me roll it next time. Just,
Maybe next time we'll play around with that. Maybe I'll let one of you roll it. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
We'll see how nice I'm feeling that day. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Adios, muchachos.
And for Twitch, we'll be back in 15 minutes.